Hello and welcome back to Project Zomboid, Season 1, Episode 3. This is Lord Archadeas, and I just kind of walked in here, I think, and I figured out what was happening there. I tried to load a shotgun, and guess what? If you have nothing left in this, the debug monitor starts screaming at you. Or at least throwing a lot of stuff at you. It's a very unpleasant thing. Ooh, it's starting to get night. Ooh, I might have to hunker down, actually. I want to double check this area, though. I need this out of the way. I haven't seen anything show up around here, so I want to just kind of be quiet and let that be as is. Actually, I want to... Yeah, the thing about food is it's really easy to run out. That's pretty much it. It is just you run out pretty quickly. Eat about a fourth of that. Usually that's enough to sustain you for quite a while, especially bread, which is actually rather useful to keep around because it's got a pretty long shelf life. I'm surprised that I'm actually not tired yet. Usually I'd do some foraging or something, but I don't have that luxury right now. Though I do know where I'm at. Sorry, just kind of being a little quiet because I think I heard something. Yeah. Books, while they're good for like boredom and stuff like that, you can see they're kind of heavy, whereas these are practically nothing. So I'm just gonna grab a couple of these. Newspapers are probably lighter and actually more useful, but not as good. I guess they're actually a little bit better per unit, but I guess it really doesn't matter as much. Usually books are saved for unhappiness. Let's see. Usually at 2100 I try to sleep. I don't know if it's gonna let me though. Oh yeah, it'll let me. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. That prompt is actually very helpful. Let's see. Lighter. I just want to know what I have on hand, and vitamins are kind of useless. They're okay for like tiredness and stuff like that, but they're kind of one of those. It's useful, but in a sense not. So yeah. Disinfectants. Actually, I did forget one thing, and that's I want to rip up one of these. Send this over and send this over. Because what I want to do is disinfect all these rags. This allows like sterilized bandages, and you always want to have at least 8 rags or 8 sterilized rags. And this usually only has one use left, so I usually put either 1 or 2 on that. These alcohol cotton balls are actually useful. They're good for disinfecting the wound, though they cause a pain increase. It's usually not that bad. And with the littering mod, there's an empty disinfectant bottle, which I don't think can be refilled, but it could be. And usually I keep those on hand. You actually don't need to keep these anywhere in the I guess, hotbar here, but it can help. Okay. I think I should be good for the most part. I might want to toss this bread here. That way I'm not... Okay. As you can see, it sometimes doesn't go to where you want it, but it's understandable. Really, that's all I need on hand. So 2100. I usually like to sleep till it's decently early, but it won't really matter. Usually before I go to bed, I usually like to equip in both hands a shotgun or some sort of weapon here. And it's loaded. You can actually load one more in here, but that's for that. Let's sleep. 7 hours, that should be fine. I'll wake up at... Ooh, actually, no, that's not fine. I hate going around during night just because things are harder to deal with. Let's see. Big funnels are actually useful for a still later on when I go to a water area. Cooking pots, good. Bowls, usually I want to have 4 bowls in a cooking pot if you're going to make stews or soups or whatever you want. It really doesn't matter as much. Yeah, that's boredom there. Boredom doesn't usually affect anything until you let it go for a little bit too long. Coffee, I think coffee's bugged right now. I swear I hear something. Oh, cereal, I can grab that. Italian herbs. That doesn't exactly seem too pleasant there. Yeah, that's pretty much all I can get here. You can open these with a can opener, so you can open them. I just want to take a quick look out there. And I kind of want to check in here, but I don't want to alert anything here. Okay, nothing of importance there. I'm actually going to head to bed now. And, oh yeah, I actually forgot to go check something. I don't think it'll matter as much, but, yeah. Let's sleep for... No, I actually want to sleep in this one. Sleep for 7 hours, that should be fine. Boredom doesn't increase while you sleep, so that's usually okay. 5 something AM. Now what you want to do is equip in primary. I can clear this as I now use the duffel bag. Equipped in secondary. Good and good. And I should be fine. Now, what you want to do is, when you first get out, move quickly, take a look in all directions, look around, take your time, and focus. It may be a little bit dark for now, but that'll change soon enough. Oop, I guess you can see Z there. No Zs in there right now. Oh yeah, I ran off those zombies, didn't I? I was wondering why I wasn't seeing them. Also, you can hear like random sounds. Now, what that is a metagame, basically the background of the game. And while it doesn't directly affect you, it can cause zombies to move around, go to you, or even spawn zombies. So, just something to be careful of. no idea what that sound is, but it's making me cautious, and I'm like, abnormally cautious right now. Let's eat a fourth of that. Always eat about a fourth of your food if you're just trying to survive on it and it's not an emergency or you need extra healing, as it's kind of a waste to eat everything unless unless the refrigerator has gone out, at which point eating all of it is actually your best option. Now I'm kind of looting this area quickly again for another hammer. I want to have a backup weapon. Anything else here I can use, I will see about that. Concrete and stuff like that, don't need it. I'll take the water bottles just for reasoning of I want to have some extra loot. That'll be fine. I can get pretty far with this stuff as long as you don't go to extremely heavy. A heavy load is okay. Try to avoid getting the red breaking back load, otherwise you will likely die or at least have problems, because that will slow you down significantly. Okay, I saw some rounds in here. I didn't see a gun, but I'm going to double check. I see some sheets. I might want to grab those actually. Even if I'm not going to be using them, it's decent enough to have them there. Briefcases, those are actually fun. I usually keep like a rifle or something in them. Oh, that's not what I wanted. It won't matter. I want to keep them in this, that way I can actually just deposit this stuff out of this one. This one's just basically my loot bag of stuff I'm just going to toss into the inside of the container back at base. And I'm actually thinking about moving base. There's a couple houses I know that are around here that are reasonably good. 6 a.m. It's gonna be light soon, so I might actually want to go check those areas out. Clearing out zombies is actually pretty helpful, especially since it lasts for about a month. Not guaranteed a month, but if you clear out enough of them, they won't spawn or, I guess, infest the area as easily. You can also like yell and bring out any of the ones that are hiding, because the thing about these zombies is they will sometimes just like wait and just become obnoxious over time. The hammer is actually really good for close quarters, which is very surprising, but it's a very effective weapon. By the way, nighttime, it's really good to take them out because they're a lot less, and I'm just going to hold my left click. Okay, yep, until I swung at the air. Always check them because they can sometimes have good items on them. This one unfortunately did not. You can find an axe, which personally I don't use the axe as much as like the baseball bat, and there's also a metal baseball bat in this mod. The axe and baseball bat are normally just common items in the normal game. Just checking out back, because zombies just love hiding in buildings. They just love it. I mean, it's pretty understandable. Hiding in buildings gets you a lot of food. I mean, unsuspecting people would always just run to go into a house, especially during the night. Gotta check the doors. You always want to preferably find a door that's unlocked. If not, okay. First things first, you always want to check the rooms you're in, and check upstairs. Always have your weapon drawn up here, because zombies will spawn on the second floor. Check around a little bit. If you're unsure, just keep opening doors once in a while. And move in. I know this one has curtains, so I would just want to close those curtains quickly. And I don't see any zombies here, so you can turn on and off the power, or the lights. I think this is the bathroom, or no, it's a studio room. Okay. I don't usually use that studio thing anyway. I just want to see if there's a better weapon in here. 44 mag. Might have an actual 44 in here. Nope. These mod developers actually gotten pretty good about putting ammunition weapons in here. He's taken a lot of I guess suggestions, and yeah, so everything seems to be working pretty well for this. The 3006 Springfield rounds, those are pretty good. I want to have... I kind of want them... Oh, baseball bat. Why am I not thinking about that? Grab one. Wait, why am I not grabbing both? I still need a hammer, but yeah, that's... Oh. Yeah, movement has been reduced. That's kind of an understandable thing. What? Oh, that's because I'm pretty much full here. Okay, these things do weigh a lot, and I forgot about that, and I probably should have gotten rid of at least half of them. But that's not actually much of a problem for me, because I have plenty of these sheets I can drop if I need to. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to turn this in my base. As it seems to be rather fortified, this is one of those buildings that's actually out of the way for the most part. So you always want to start with the top floor. Like these windows, you always want to start with those. And this one. Because this one will get you... I've had issues where I've literally aggravated something. Now I'm going to go in here and I'm going to have full aggression on. This one's not too bad. I think... Actually, it doesn't even have a window. Yeah. Oh. By the way, I always suggest, once you have the building secured, turn on the lights. Just personal preference. I like to add sheets, close the curtains, and turn on the lights. That way I know that that room is safe, that I've been in it, I've checked it multiple times. Add sheets, close curtains, add sheet, close curtains, and I think everything else in here. I haven't checked this room, but I'm pretty sure it's fine, because actually, you can never be sure. Never be sure until you're actually in the building or the room. I have one more sheet, so... And I've had... This is one of those few zones that actually has zombies in it, so... Yeah, just be careful. Just be careful. Can never stress it enough. And, okay, now that I've secured this area, I should be able to start looting and preparing for... pretty much the end of days. Usually what I do with this is I go to one of these items. I guess I want to have actually this one specifically. Since I have so many of these, holding shift allows you to actually click multiples. I just want to get this stuff out of the way, that way it's not bogging me down. It is rather heavy. And since I don't need the juicer on hand, I will get rid of it. I will get rid of the nails are useful. You'd be surprised, but nails are just really useful overall. I don't need peanut butter, painkillers. I will take pretty much all of that. I don't need a lot of water. I do need water, however. These also do have limits of how much space they can have on them. 50 is pretty much standard for any tile. Everything else seems pretty common. I can leave the cigarettes here. Cigarette lights, too. Really, the menthols are the only ones that are really good. And I can actually drop these off, too. I'm just trying to unload a lot of stuff here. I can actually start ferrying some stuff back. And until I can start building, again, you only want to have like 4 sheets. I usually go with 4 to the main inventory that you're going to be carrying around, your main loadout inventory. And any extras should be kept in a separate inventory just so you can quickly toss them somewhere else. And if you need to, they're there. Usually you want to start with the bottom floor when sheeting things off, but I usually start out with the top one because why not? Why not? Always keep the backup in your, I guess, main inventory. Not this inventory, but the actual like main luggage. And I'll get rid of this hammer for now. I don't need it. I'll add this to there, and I'll equip it as primary. You can actually equip in both hands, which is actually a lot better. And I know I'm going a little bit over, but just emphasizing that equipping this in 2 hands is much better preferred. It is really good. By the way, our guy's name is Tony Brown. I forgot about his name. You also get a key, which only works for the building you start in. You can actually lock the door. But yeah, till next time, if you like what you're watching, subscribe. If not, oh well, have a nice day. I'm probably going to go need to kill things. Actually, before I go, there's one other thing. There's a YouTube channel named The Wall Does MC. If you didn't know, earlier this month, my cousin died, and he was a good friend of my cousin, and he made a YouTube video about that, so I will link his YouTube in the description below. I have him already on my featured channels of my, I actually want to stop this. You can actually press pause here. I linked him to the featured channels on my YouTube channel. He's a good guy. And yeah, just go to and just check him out. He does do gaming videos, and he's kind of a cool guy. So have a good day.